It's 7:30. Do you know where your children are? Some of them are here at the Rideaus Center in Orleans, home of the Cumberland Castors. Ready for tonight's Game 2 of the first round of the National Capital Junior Hockey League playoffs. The Rideaus took Game 1 Friday night, 3-1. We'll know shortly who takes Game 2. Before the game, there's going to be a recognition of the graduating players right after O Canada. Allenby, Brunet, Hall, and Seguin, the officiating crew tonight. It looks like Dandeneau and Spicer in the net, just as they were Friday night. The Castors in their Broncos colors tonight, looking to get back on even terms with the visiting Rideaus. Onion wins the draw back to Finn. Cross it goes to Carroll. He flips it ahead. Pelado being chased by Gadua. Finn keeps it in on the near boards. Pelado on the far side takes a bump from Gadua. And here comes Cossette. Cossette to the corner. Finn there. Carroll not able to clear it right away. Shot behind the net. Carroll takes his man to the boards. Onion watching Cossette. Behind the net. The Rideaus get it to the line and out. It's hammered back in by Gadua. Spicer stops it up for his D. A full line change by the Castors. Story out. And the Castors turn it back. There's number 7, Cohen George. He was not in the lineup Friday night. To the sideboards. Sear battling on the boards. That shot blocked. Nobody knows where it is. It comes back. Shot. Saved by Spicer. Gavin Merkley back in the lineup tonight, as the Rideaus are missing a few. And behind the net goes Mueller. That gets to the line, and Campbell gets it ahead off the skate of Jackson. Jackson thought they were calling for offside. I believe they were just waving off the icing. And the Castors come 3 abreast. Into the corner. And a penalty coming to Mueller. Not sure will it be a hook or a trip. But the first power play goes to the Castor. Not much for Mueller to argue there. Stick caught up in the legs of the Castor forward. Face-off will be to the right of Ben Spicer. Castor center tossed out. Draw one, and the D-to-D pass, not quite where it needed to be. And the Castor coming out of their own end. They turn, fire a long pass. Shot wide, glove side on Spicer. Below, holding the puck, taking some time. Below, Hannah, Chason, and Finn, the penalty killers. That goes around. That was Chapman. Surprised Moody's not out on the power play here. The smooth skating captain. To the far side, that's number 19, Backerdax. To the line, and Pomerleau's down. Hannah couldn't get loose as the Castor player fell on his stick. Now in goes A.J. Frost. Frost in the corner. And the Rideaus will clear. 30 seconds remaining in the power play. Castor behind Dandeneau. And here comes Pomerleau. Sorry, that's Kirby. The speedy Liam Kirby. To the line and kept in. 10 seconds remaining in the first power play of the game. Back to the line it comes. D-to-D pass. And Jackson gets by Gadwa. Jackson shot blocked. Sear turns. He tried to find Morency. And the Castor come back 4-on-2. That was well offside. Logan Stewart didn't expect the extra move at the line. And we're back to 5-on-5. Off the boards it comes. Below, bump from behind by Tate. Verch across the line, but no farther. Back it comes. There's Lehay Desabris. Puck to the half boards. Thrown up the middle. Verch on the backhand. It's knocked down. And Morency, 1-on-3. Morency around a man. Morency still with the puck, and oh, just wide. Nifty move by Morency there. And that's flicked high through the air. Stopped up there by Mueller. Into the corner go the Castor. Rideaus get it out. Below has Morency. Below drops it to Birch. Birch trying to go back to Merlot, but finds a Castor instead. Up the far side, turned back by Carroll. Carroll caught the shot well wide. Icing says Sagan, no, says his partner. And back come the Castor. That long pass off the boards. Not deep enough for icing. Another turnover in the Rideaus' end. That shot off an ankle. Hannah ahead for Merkley. Merkley's shot off the leg of 17, Ruperthouse. Out of the corner is Hannah. Hannah turns and fires and scores. Hannah with a beauty. Dandino still not sure how that got in. So at 13:43 here in the first, the Rideaus take a 1-0 lead. Pelado, Empey, and Merkley the forwards now. Mueller comes to center and gets turned back. And Pelado up the far side. He sees Merkley. Merkley in a good spot. Puts it in behind the net. Back it goes into number 14, Riley Webb, one of the graduating players for the Castor. Sear gets it deep. Merkley off for the change, and out comes Fowler. Up the far side, the Rideaus turn it back. Bodies flying everywhere. Mueller tried to turn it up ice. And now Campbell gets tangled with Kirby. Kirby on a mission out there tonight. And now Campbell going for a slash after the whistle. Brunet right on the spot. That penalty might come in the undisciplined category. So with the 1-0 lead, the Rideaus will attempt to kill the second power play of the night for the Castor. Hannah wins the draw over to Finn, and Finn sends it the length of the ice. And here come the Castor. That's Chapman up the far side. His dump-in attempt. Kareem's off the boards, and Spicer had to glove that down. 18 seconds gone in this second power play to Cumberland. Backerdax wins it back to Pomerleau. Pomerleau on the side to Frost. That shot high, gloved by Spicer. Not sure that wouldn't have gone well over the net, but Spicer taking no chances. Story and Below out now. Back it goes to number 65, Brody Chapman. And Finn will send it down the ice. And he goes off for a change. Chapman with number 61 not on my program. Chapman again. His long shot steered to the corner by Spicer. And the Rideaus relieve the pressure. Dandeneau ahead for Pomerleau. He's met there by Story and turned back. Story going off, Sear coming on. Backerdax throws it into the corner. Carroll whiffs on the clearing attempt. Sear now behind his own net. He dipsy doodles. And they get it to the line and out. Jackson looking to pick a pocket there. Carroll takes his man out of the play. Sear down ice looking for the stretch pass on the penalty kill. That gets to the front of the net. Spicer slides over and back. The net is off. You see there's 52 viewers joining us at home. We haven't had quite the international flavor that we had last year, but we know that so far this year we've had viewers from Cuba, Mexico, and potentially France. Down the ice it goes, and we're back to 5-on-5. Around the net, met there by a couple of stiff body checks from the Rideaus. Morency and below. Chason looking to make a move there, and another man down, but no whistle this time. And a big hit there, two big bodies coming together. Morency on the backhand. Dandeneau makes the save. .9:59 remaining here in the first. The Rideaus lead 1-0. They've killed off 2 penalties. And the face-off will be to the right of Cedric Dandeneau. That came right back to Morency. Behind the net now. Morency intercepts that pass, gets to the front, and below with a backhand 5-hole on Dandeneau. Below from Morency. And we're seeing a goaltending change. In comes Justin Odette. Not sure if that's it for Dandeneau or if they're just giving him a rest so they can sometimes spur on the team in front. And the Rideaus get it into Castor territory. That should be an icing, and it is. Odette, a much smaller goaltender compared to Dandeneau. Another face-off win by Onion. And a shot, first save of the game. Fowler with the shot, Odette with the glove save. That draw scrambled and back to number 65, Brody Chapman. On the far side, turned back. Pelledo coming in, Pelledo on the backhand. Odette with the stop. Quite a crowd around. Is that Onion? Drawing the attention of 3 Castor. The officials didn't see anything. Back to the line it comes. Long shot by Campbell. Steered aside by Odette. That pass back. Onion intercepts. Back to Campbell. Well, not sure what Onion was thinking there. And a couple of turnovers in the Rideaus' end. Haven't hurt them yet. Onion coming in with Pellado. Onion hits Pellado with the pass, and Pellado with the gap wedge over Odette. Gadua showing his frustration. Still a lot of game left, 28 minutes, 52 seconds. Castors need to keep their composure here. D-to-D pass, up to Hanna, he chips it ahead. Mueller flips it in, Hanna has to clear the zone. Merkley and Hanna both in on the forecheck. That's off the skate, and up goes Frost. Around the net, Campbell puts it ahead, it's tipped there by Merkley. Doesn't get out. Hanna loses a stick. Behind the net, it's Campbell. And kept in at the line by Ruperthaus. And he puts Hanna down. Behind the net, Campbell to Merkley. Merkley sidesteps a hit. It's off the skate of Hanna. Hahn says no icing. The Castors flip it back to center. Sear throws it in, delayed offside. Delayed offside cost the Rideaus a goal on Friday night. Back in it goes. Odette out to stop that up for his defenseman. And here come the Castors, intercepted by Jackson. Jackson around a man. Jackson, does he see Sear in front? Throws it through the blue ice. The Castors coming back. Castors okay at the line, says the linesman. That pass ahead. Sear is clear. Didn't quite catch up to that. Off the boards, kicked ahead by Jackson. Story takes a bump. Jackson has that knocked off his stick. And here come the Castors. Oh, and there's a slash, and that's going to be called. Just like Campbell's slash. The referees not putting up with foolishness tonight. And now Morency, one-on-one, coming in on Odette. To the slot, the shot, and that'll do it. .6:30, and the Rideaus will get their first power play with a 3-0 lead. Verch below Morency, Campbell, and Finn. Verch toss, so Morency on the draw. And that will go the length of the ice. Spicer stops it up for Campbell. Cohen George hot on his tail. Finn and below working against Bartlett and George. The stretch pass. Below will get there. Below bumped by Logan Stewart. Verch in to help. Now Verch. Verch throws it behind the net. Picked up there by number 11, Gadua. Finn on the sideboards, and Campbell can't keep it in. So they will make some changes on the power play. Campbell over for Morency, just a bit outside. And now Carroll turns in his own end. He's got Jackson. He opts to go back to Campbell. Campbell to Carroll. Carroll to Jackson, a bit behind. Jackson, little shovel pass for Story. Story has it knocked off his stick. Now we'll have to wait for Sear to clear. Sear was deep. Wasn't anticipating Story to have that puck knocked away. Backerdax now with a chance to clear, and he does. All the way down to Spicer. Some more changes for the Rideaus. Now Mueller across for Jackson. Jackson, puck hopped on him. Jackson back to the corner. Back to Jackson. We're back to 5-on-5. Jackson leaves it. Now it's Sear with the puck. Sear around one man, coming in, walking. Mueller's shot right on. Odette with the chest save. 4:14 remaining in the first. The Rideaus lead 3-0. 2 goals on Dandino, 1 goal on Odette. 3 penalties thus far, 2 to the Rideaus, 1 to the Castor. No power play goals yet. Now Onion looking out front. And it comes back to Mueller. Mueller puts it in deep, takes a bump from Fauchon. Fauchon now with the puck, throws it up the center, knocked away by Chason. Onion throws it up for Pelado, knocked off his stick. The Castor throw it down, and Spicer covers up. And a good job by the speeding Castor forward to not make contact with the goaltender. That was number 6, David Bartlett, being aware of time and place, avoiding Spicer as he had the puck covered. Onion wins the draw back. Merkley around to Pelado. Pelado over to Onion. Onion with Fowler. Fowler leaned on by Lincoln Tate. And now Riley Webb in the corner. Puck to the slot area, but steered aside by Campbell. Campbell to Pelado, and then ahead to Fowler. Again, Pelado to Fowler. Fowler trying to get it to Finn, and elects instead to go to Pelado. Pelado in the corner. He looks out front. There's a man there, but the Castor are clear, and they will throw that down on net, so to avoid the icing. Up this far side, Onion didn't get that, but he'll get this one. Onion across to Carroll. Carroll up, and oh, that was a big hit. Merkley saw Stewart coming and braced himself. Long pass ahead for Frost. No icing. Carroll and Frost behind the net. And now Merkley. Merkley ahead to Carroll. Carroll off the boards for Empey. Back to the corner it goes. Chason. Chason around the net. And now Empey. Empey looking for Hannah. Hannah takes a hit from Stewart. Spicer stops that puck. And out front it comes to Spicer with the save. Spicer had to be sharp. And And both teams making full slate of changes here. 1:44 remaining in the first. Draw back, Castors. That shot hits a body in front. Rideaus had the right side, but couldn't get the angle around all the bodies. You talk about around the bodies. Below with a nifty move there just at the line. Carroll puts it in deep. And Morency below upset well away from the puck. And now below again. That tipped away from number 61. And now Rideaus trying to get it out from behind the net. Below comes up with the puck. He cycles it low. Birch out front for Morency. It's in Morency's skates. He didn't realize. And now the Castor breaking out. That's Cossette. Cossette knocked off the puck, but he still gets it to the danger zone, to the slot area. Now Tyson Birch, that's Lane Morency around a man, but bodied. Audette not able to cover up. Back to Mueller it comes. Mueller's shot off the blocker. Morency behind the net, tied up with the defenseman. And the Castor clear the pressure. Mueller throws it right back in. Takes a hit from Fauchon. Around the net it goes. Back up through the middle. Through the wickets of Mueller. Campbell gets it to the line, but not out, but Jackson will. Jackson ahead for Story. Story across to Sear. Back to Jackson. Jackson shoots. And that'll do it for the first period here at the Ray Friel Center. After 20 minutes of play, the Rideaus lead the Castor 3-0. Apparently the Castor outshot the Rideaus in that period, 11-10. We'll see you back here in 10 minutes. Welcome back to the Ray Friel Center here in Orleans, suburb of Cumberland. Checking the out-of-town scoreboard. Vankleek Hill and Morrisburg knotted at 1 in the second. Vankleek Hill taking the first game against Morrisburg 4-2. St. Isidore leads South Grenville 2-0 in the first. South Grenville took the first game 3-2. And here the score is 3-0. Westport taking the first game 3-1. And the Metcalfe Jets and the Canada Kings have played 2 games, both won in overtime by Canada. So Canada leads that series 2-0. And we're off and running here in the second. Merkley getting the puck ahead, but it's off a skate, and it's turned back by number 71, Cassette. And around, oh, there's a penalty coming to Hannah. I believe it's a high stick. No, it's a rough. Sorry, Hannah was the victim of the rough. We'll get the official call. So the Rideaus go to the power play. So it was Cassette for roughing. So not even a minute into the second period, the Rideaus go on the power play. Draw scrambled, and Cumberland will clear. Spicer stops that up. Morency back. Morency to Onion. Onion across the blue. Onion back to the line, and that was outside. So will they come back one zone or all the way? Just the one zone. New penalty killers for the Castor. Bartlett on the draw against Onion. Onion wins the draw to Fowler. Fowler gets it back to Carroll, to Morency. Morency's pass too far for Onion. Pelladeau now. Pelladeau ahead for Fowler. Fowler 1-on-3. Fowler in for Pelladeau. And Onion and Pelladeau meet behind the net. Onion comes up with the puck. Pelladeau in front. Looking to take Audette's eyes away. Oh wait, Dandeneau back in the net to start the second. Now Morency ahead to Story. Story around the net. Story back to Carroll, back to Story. Behind the net to Sear. Now Story again, behind the net, into the corner. Story to Jackson. Jackson to the line to Morency. Morency to Carroll. Carroll's one-timer misses, and that hops through the wickets of Morency. And here come the Castor. And wow! What an effort by Cohen George. The shorty, George diving, whacks at the puck, and the knuckle puck catches the far post and in. And on the penalty kill, the Castor cut into the 3-0 lead. It's now 3-1. Gadua back to Stewart. Stewart off the boards. Campbell, rink wide for Finn. Below now. Below turns to Campbell. Campbell bodied there by Backerdax. And we're back to 5-on-5. Morency off the boards. Sagan said that stayed in. On the far side, below. Below to Morency. Morency around the net. Throws it to the line, but not out. Finn now watching. That's intercepted by Morency. And that's intercepted by Stewart. Stewart coming back below and knocks the puck off his stick momentarily. And a bad bounce. And Spicer makes the stop. And Cossette going. Cossette going for the slash. Cossette going for slashing the goalie. Not sure what the Castor faithful are upset about. Maybe you can back it up at home. So the last power play resulted in a shorthanded goal, and here's a break. And that shot wide by George. George got a shorthanded goal in the last penalty. Now Morency. Morency stops up, over for Jackson. Jackson shot off the blocker of Dandino. And Carroll with a chance at the back side missed the net. The Castor spurred on here by the shorthanded goal. The Rideaus a little out of sorts here. They need to get a little pep in their step. Here comes Jackson. Jackson spins, throws it across for Campbell. Campbell back to Morency. Morency to Jackson, the one-timer, just wide. Campbell again to Morency. Back to Campbell. Campbell to Morency at the top. Morency to Jackson on the side. Jackson over to Morency. To Campbell. Campbell doesn't see anything. Back to Morency, high slot. Morency shot tipped. Wide. Jackson turns the corner. That hits Morency on the way out. Morency throws it into Jackson. To Story, back to Jackson. Morency at the top. Morency likes to shoot. That's off the blocker side. And Campbell. And there will be a penalty here, probably Sear. Allenby sending Sear. He was the last. They're going to ask. Cross-check the call. So we'll have 19 seconds of 4-on-4. And then the Castor will go back to the power play. The Rideaus power play has not been strong tonight. Draw one back to the line. Pomerleau's shot off a shin pad. And now that's Backerdax. Pomerleau. Pomerleau gets it through the blue ice. Chapman throws it into the corner. Out front, and there we go. Now it's 3-2. Special teams favor the Castors right now. Castors with a power play goal and a shorthanded goal. Rideaus with 3 even strength goals. So now at 14:52 of the second, score Westport 3, Cumberland 2. And the puck goes down, and there it's stopped by Dandeneux. And now is the taking 2. A rough for Chapman. Just like Sear was well after the whistle. So the Rideaus will look to extend the lead. Onion wins the draw. Back it comes to Carroll, across to Morency. Morency tried to find Fowler on the back door. Onion to Carroll. His shot tipped just wide. Off the boards, back to Carroll. Into Onion. Onion to the corner for Pellado. Pellado with the wraparound. Pellado again with the puck. Pellado cycles it to Onion. Onion to the line to Morency. Morency into Onion. Onion walks, goes far side to Carroll. Carroll behind the net now. Pellado trying to get out front. Comes to Onion. Onion shoots off a body and wide. Morency in the corner. Morency to Onion. Onion to Carroll, the one-timer, stopped by Dandeneux. Pellado out front to Fowler. He gets it up high. The clearing attempt. Oh, and another pass out front, looking for Fowler to tip that in. Morency, he zigs and zags. He's at the top. Onion now looks back to Morency. Back for Onion. That took a funny hop off the boards. Back to Morency it comes. In front, the tip by Pellado just wide. Carroll keeps it in. And now Fowler back to Morency. Carroll was going off. Morency thought he'd hit him with a pass. Morency around a man. Morency around 2, and he takes a hit. Pellado in the corner. There's a big crash in the corner. And now the Castors leg it out, and they'll get it deep. Campbell, as the penalty expires. Tipped in by Jackson. So the Rideaus come up dry again on the power play. Nearly halfway through the game, the Rideaus lead 3-2. Face off to the left of Dandeneux. Sear tossed. So Story comes in to take the draw. That draw to Sear. His backhand intercepted by Frost. Frost across the blue line. Frost with some speed. Throws out front. Spicer with the save. Sear. Sear turns at his own blue line. Ahead to Campbell. Campbell ahead for Jackson. Jackson around a man. Jackson going in. He's taken down. The net is off. And in the corner, a couple of players tangled up. Sear on the draw against, and Jackson gets the puck. Jackson goes east-west. It's out front. Story on the backhand. Goes wide. Off a body. Sear now. Leaves it for Story. Story puts it into the crease area, but it's cleared by the Castor. That clearing attempt doesn't make it out, and the shot and a save by Spicer. Both teams making changes. The draw won by Empey. Chason goes around the boards. It pops out in the high slot area. Shot well wide. Spicer makes a stop on the short tip, and Spicer gloves down that shot from the line by Gadwa. A full change by both teams, except for Gadwa. Backerdacks on the draw with Virch. Scrambled draw. That shot by Cassette off a stick and into the ceiling. Behind the net and off the official goes Morency to the half boards. Virch now. Virch around a man with Morency. They forgot the puck, but now Braden below. His centering pass off a stick, corralled by Stewart. Back comes Logan Stewart, but the Castor are offside. Across the far side, Finn didn't get far. Now below, looking rink wide. Morency was offside there. And an icing call against the Rideaus. Big Mo has definitely changed the benches here in the second. Everything was going Westport's way until the short-handed goal. And now the reinvigorated Castor are pressing. Ben Spicer steady as always. Now the Castor back. That's Tate. A long shoot in. Spicer equal to the task. Another full change for the Rideaus. And a full change for the Castor. Empey wins the draw cleanly. Mueller around the boards for Hanna on the far side. Hanna couldn't get there. That long shot tipped in front to the corner. Now Story. Story whiffs on the pass, but he gets it back. Empey, Story, and Hanna offside. Hanna disagrees with Hahn. Empey wins the draw over to Story. Story across the blue line. He gets it in front for Hanna. Hanna's shot off a leg. Empey can't keep it in, and back come the Castor 2-on-2. Mueller stops it up. Around the net go the Castor. Back for Chapman. And now Empey. Up ahead for Hanna. That pass was intercepted. Not as crisp as they were. The Castor in on the backhand. Turned aside. Hanna throws it rink wide looking for Story. And Story hauled down. And now Rideaus lucky not to be caught with too many men. As Story ran into somebody on his way to the bench. Out front it comes. And Fowler dumped in front. Looks like Allenby taking 2. Interference and a rough. So Fowler for interfering with the goaltender. And Brody Chapman for roughing. So we'll have a little 4-on-4. Backerdax relieved of his face-off duties. And Carroll, his shot off of Dandeneau and wide. Backerdax through center. And now Chason turns back. Chason ahead to Peladeau. Peladeau's pass off a skate. The save made by Cedric Dandeneau. 8:38 here in the second period. 1:40 left in the offsetting penalties. The Rideaus lead the Castor 3-2. Onion trying to find Peladeau out front. Onion to Peladeau. Peladeau avoids a hit. Carroll back in for Peladeau, but Onion will get there first. Onion now. He spins. Onion. No one to pass to as Peladeau is in the corner, and they're trying to get it out front to Carroll. Chason, the lone man back. Peladeau coming back to help out his defenseman. And that shot high and wide, kept in at the line by Webb. Another shot right to the midsection of Spicer. Halfway through the offsetting minor penalties. So Fauchon, Frost, Pomerleau, and Tate for the Castor. Finn, Campbell, Sear, and Jackson for the Rideaus. Finn gets past a man. Finn with a head of steam. He stops up, looking for help. Oh, and he loses the handle. Finn hauled down. And here come the Castor, 3-on-1. And a stop by Spicer. Another shot high off the glass, knocked down. Sear now ahead to Jackson. Jackson and Sear, the puck is rolling. Jackson now in control. Jackson still with the puck. Looks back to the line. That's shot by Mueller off a stick and into the corner. Sear now battling behind the net with number 61, Pomerleau. And we're back to 5-on-5. Sear coming out of the corner, and he is hammered into the net. We'll see what the call is here. Cross-check. So the Castor will be penalized. Pomerleau better be careful he doesn't get an extra 2. The boards are very loud here in the Ray Friel Center. the slow change here by the Rideaus. Trying to get some rest for Jackson, who will stay out. Below Story, Jackson, Morency. And the Castor knock it down the ice. Morency allowing the Castor player to get to that puck first. Okay, now Morency ahead to Jackson. Jackson to Campbell. Campbell's pass intercepted by Riley Webb. It's turned back. Spicer stops it for Jackson. Jackson ahead, off the stick of Sear, no icing. Sear pins Rupert House on the boards. Now the Rideaus fighting. Story has the puck knocked off his stick. Jackson goes east-west. Jackson still with the puck, throws it down for Story. Story around a man. Story back to the line. Campbell to Jackson. In front. Puck still out of the net. And there'll be changes by both teams. 52 seconds remaining in the penalty to Pomerleau. So Pellado and Virch come out with below Morency and Carroll. 5:41 remaining here in the second period. And to the line it comes to Carroll. Over to Morency. Morency's shot tipped in front. Dandino the save. Pellado now. Oh, looking out front for Virch. The puck hopped. And back come the Castor. Carroll across for Morency. Morency back to Carroll. Carroll turned back by number 18, Liam Kirby. And that pass out of the reach of below, but icing waved off. And now Carroll with Frost on his 6. Pellado has his pocket picked. Stopped by Spicer. Pellado looking to leg the puck out. And Pellado across center, puts it ahead for Virch. Virch into the corner. Below, back to the line to Finn. Finn cuts in. Looking to get it out front. He does, but that's blocked. And back come the Castor. That was Frost. Frost across the blue line. And he doesn't quite get to the... Oh, but that's a giveaway. And a shot. Spicer with the save. Below ahead to Hannah. What was Hannah doing there? Hannah with the giveaway to Pomerleau. Pomerleau across to Silvestri. Pomerleau's shot wide. To the far side, that's Bartlett. Bartlett on Finn. They're quite a pair. Back to Pomerleau. Pomerleau's shot off Spicer and behind the net. And behind the net they battle. Now to the corner. Below gets to the line but not out. Long shot. Spicer gloves that. And with 3:33 here in the second, the Rideaus hold on to a 3-2 lead. Been a number of giveaways in their own end by the Rideaus tonight. They'll need to tighten that up in the third. Scrambled draw comes to Fowler. Fowler with Pellado. Pellado can't quite hang on to that pass, but he rides his man to the corner. And now a giveaway for the Castor, but Mueller's shot off a stick and into the mesh. And pushed ahead. Oh, Pelado whiffs on the shot. Kept in there by Mueller. Gets to the line. And Pelado around a man. He loses the puck, but Fowler's there to Pelado. Pelado to the glove of Dandenault. 3:03 here in the second. Onion on the draw against Backerdax. Backerdax wins this one. The Castors go behind Dandenault. Off the boards. Campbell gets a hold of that. He puts it across for Fowler. Fowler throws it in. Onion giving chase. Pomerleau goes down. No arm up. Now Onion to Pelado. To Onion. Onion around the net. Back to Campbell. Campbell shoots a tip. Pelado tipped that just wide. And now the Castors throw it up through center. No icing as Spicer had to play that. And Campbell doesn't pick up that pass. Shot well wide on the far side. So that won't be icing. Fowler and Onion going off. Story and Jackson coming on. Carroll takes Mueller. And Story. Oh, and Jackson just didn't quite handle that cleanly in the high slot. Now in the corner. Pomerleau on Sear. But Story with the bouncing puck. His shot into the glove of Dandenault. Dandenault giving up the first 2 goals. Was pulled in the first. But he's back here in the second and backstopping his team again. That puck into the ceiling. Off a stick, says the linesman. We're up to 69 viewers at home. Thanks for joining us here at the Ray Friel Center. And Chapman around to the line, but not, oh, and that seeing eye puck by Carroll. Off the blocker of Dandenault. Finn steps in, his shot off a stick. The shifty Jackson in the corner, but he's pinned, and here comes Chapman. Chapman across the red line, and he'll throw it in. Spicer tried to stop that up. Kirby on the near side. And Tate now back to Kirby. Kirby around. Shot by Spicer. Story without a stick. And Sear looking to get ahead. But Lincoln Tate able to stop Sear from a breakaway. Behind the net, the Castors go for the long pass. Spicer came out to play that, so no icing. Below. Behind the net, and that was knocked down by Frost. Out to the high slot it comes. Below. Ahead for Morency. Morency. He loves to dangle. Morency goes to the backhand. Now the forehand. Over to Carroll. Carroll shoots. And Dandenault with a stop. And he'll cover up with 14.2 seconds left. Draw to the left of Cedric Dandenault with 14.2 seconds remaining here in the second period. Draw scrambled. And Gadwa with the puck around the far side to Bartlett. Bartlett ahead to Riley Webb. The Rideaus turn it back, but that will be an icing. But time runs out. So all Rideaus in the first period. And the scoring on a shorthanded goal and a power play goal. 2 goals for the Castor in the second. We've got a 1-goal game here heading to the third. We'll see you back here in about 10 minutes. Checking the out-of-town scoreboard. St. Isidore leads South Grenville 4-1 in the third. Van Cleek Hill ahead of Morrisburg 3-2. They're also in the third. Morrisburg was leading that game 2-1 coming into the third. Morrisburg have given Van Cleek Hill all they can handle. And the score here is 3-2. The Rideaus with 3 even strength goals. The Castor with a shorthanded goal and a power play goal. 20 minutes to decide the outcome. First draw goes to the Rideaus. Chase on ahead to Fowler. He gets it in deep. Dandeneau out to stop that up. Around it comes to Campbell. Campbell puts it back in. Not for long. The Castor quick to relieve the pressure. Fowler gets it deep. Pellado in, so Dandeneau covers that up. And the Castor making changes right away. Draw won by the Castor. Thrown to the line and just hops over the stick of Chason. And on the backhand, that was 28, Fauchon. His backhand shot wide of the net. Castor throw it in from center. That hits the body. The penalty coming to the Rideaus. Chason going for a slash at 19-13. Backerdax will take the draw. Frost, Webb, Pomerleau, and Chapman. The power play for the Castor. Draw scrambled. Sear gets it to Campbell. He gets it just outside the line. The Castor will have to clear. Castor throw it in deep. Spicer stops that up. He goes hard off the boards. Gets to the line. Not out. Sear working with Campbell. It gets to the front of the net, and Carroll steers his man behind. And we'd like to say hello to all the Carrolls in Belleville and surrounding areas. On the far side, that shot off a leg, and Sear will sauce the puck down to the Castor end. Back is Brody Chapman. And now Pomerleau leaves it for Chapman. Hanna on the forecheck, the lone forechecker on the penalty kill. Now Below coming in. Below the second man. Chapman across the blue line. He throws it back to the line, and a diving Silvestri keeps it in. That gets to the line, but kept in by Pomerleau. In the corner. Now it comes to the line. Silvestri to the far side. Shot saved by Spicer and sent down the ice by Mueller. Hanna in on Dandeneau. Dandeneau gets it up to Pomerleau. Pomerleau across the blue. He's got a trailer. Elects to shoot, and Spicer gloves that down. 15 seconds remaining in the slashing penalty to Chason. Rideaus lead the Castor 3-2. Face off to the left of Ben Spicer. Birch wins the draw to the corner, goes around but not out. On the far side, that shot well wide. Liam Kirby not able to keep it in. Now Birch on Stewart. Birch gets by Stewart. He tries to poke it to the front. And that'll do it for the penalty. Birch turns in the Castor end. Puts it on the far side. That's Kirby. Gets it to the line. Nifty pass there over to Frost. Frost In, he shoots. Spicer steers that aside. Jump puck behind the net. Stewart gets a hold of that. It comes out to number 71, Cassette. His shot gloved by Spicer. 16:44 here in the third. Rideaus cling to a 3-2 lead. Onion wins the draw. Carroll gets it around to Fowler. Fowler can't clear the zone. Pomerleau gets it out front. Couple of attempts to clear. Now Onion will get it off the boards and out. Rupert House to the far side to Pomerleau. That hit Pelladeau. Pelladeau gets it ahead for Fowler. Fowler throws it on net. Pelladeau gets a stick on it, but it goes over the net. And then Onion shot to the midsection of Dandenong. $16.09. Onion on the draw against Andrew Backerdax. I was so hoping his name would be Bert. If anybody gets the Bert Backerdax reference, thank you. Back it comes. Tate legging it back. A quick whistle as Dandenong covers up the puck. Wasn't covered long. A change for the Rideaus. Face off to the left of Dandenong. Draw won by the Castors, and they throw it down. No icing, says Hahn. And they get around to the half boards. Kept in the corner. The Rideaus get it to the line, and it gets past Tate. Chapman back, though. Merkley giving chase. And the Castors turn back. Empey on his man. Rides him to the boards. And that stretch pass intercepted by Backerdax. Offside, says the linesman. $15-16 in the third. Castors trail the Rideaus 3-2. Jackson, Story, and Sear against Frost. Oh, that shot off a leg. Jackson ahead to Story. Story throws it on net. And that pass by George intercepted by Sear. Chason across the red and deep. Around the near boards it comes. Sear let that go for the icing. Frost, Kirby, Gadua, George, and Stewart. The line out for the Castors right now. Draw scrambled, and Stewart finally gets a hold of it. George throws it rink wide. And now Mueller getting it ahead for Sear. Turned back. Mueller takes a shot up high. Right under the chin. That's Kirby. And now Story throws it across for Sear. Back comes Frost. Story ducks under a hit. Kirby and Story exchanging blows. Sear tried to get that deep. And Campbell will get it. Big change for the Rideaus. Finn puts it back for Campbell. Campbell drops it for Finn in front of his own net, and that's another giveaway. The Rideaus have been sloppy with the puck in their own end tonight. Back to the line, that shot wide. On the far side, it's into the corner. That's number 8, Silvestri. And quick whistle at this end as well. 13:15 remaining in the third. A 1-goal difference. Jason Virch come out. Full line change for the Castors. And Chason looking ahead for Morency. Just a bit too far. A long shot in on Spicer. Carroll around his net. And that went straight out, so no change for the Rideaus. Draw taken by Virch, who gets it ahead. Morency not able to control that. To the near side it comes. Backerdack's bumped by Carroll. Below knocked off the puck momentarily. Virch across the line. Virch coming in, his shot. The sprawling defenseman got a piece of that. And Below gloves that pass down, but can't get a shot off. Carroll off the boards, no icing, and a rolling puck. Morency taken into the corner by Tate. Back to the line it comes to Carroll. Carroll puts it back into the corner. Morency looking for Below out front. Below, good second effort there. Below, high slot, he shoots wide. Back it comes, and the Castor bench incensed by the hit. The boards are very noisy here. I didn't see the hit myself. It did make a loud bang. Carroll behind the net. Across to Fowler, who will, no icing, says Seguin. Stewart behind the net to Chapman. Mueller up ahead for Pelado. And Castor in, up shot blocked. And that shot off a stick and out of bounds. Van Cleek Hill have taken the second game against Morrisburg, 3-2. That's the final now. And St. Isidore lead South Grenville 4-1. And here the Rideaus lead the Castor 3-2 with 11:15 remaining. Rideaus coming out of their own end. Pelado will get that deep. Onion on the forecheck. Kept in by Campbell. Off the stick. Campbell again. Oh, looking to get it still with Campbell. And Campbell will go to the penalty box for a trip. But Stewart will be joining him. Campbell for a trip. Stewart for a rough. Stewart going to the bench. No, just Merkley wanting to know. It was well after the whistle. So the Rideaus need to kill a penalty here with 10 minutes, 52 seconds remaining in the third. Jackson looking for an explanation. Peladeau is just minding his own business, and number 20, Logan Stewart, came in and hit him into the boards well after the whistle and far away from the play. That doesn't matter now. We're underway. Into the corner it goes. Carroll bumps his man to the corner. Comes to the line, kept in. That's Pomerleau. Pomerleau at the line. Out it comes. And Jackson can't get it deep, but he's still on Chapman. Jackson still on Chapman. Jackson steals the puck. He gets a shot off. Turned aside by Dandeneau. Rideaus hoping for perhaps exchanging shorthanded goals here. The Castor already with one. Jackson doing a yeoman's work of penalty kill out there. Now Hanna, the lone forechecker. Back comes Kirby. He's turned away at the line. Hanna gloves that down. He'll get it into Castor territory. Back it comes. No icing, says Hahn. McCarroll sends that the length of the ice. Stewart back on. Ahead to Kirby. Chason gets a piece of his man. And another shot after the whistle. Below skating away. Forwards changing for the Rideaus on the penalty kill. 9:20 remaining in the period, 28 seconds remaining in the power play. And Story sends it all the way down to Dandeneau. The Castor leaving two forwards up ice, holding the defense of the Rideaus. But they will send it back down to Dandeneau. Gadua back. All the way back. And that kills the penalty. We're back to 5-on-5. And the pocket picked. Morency lost the handle. And now Chason will get there first, and he'll get it up the boards. And now Story. Story with Morency. And that's tipped the last second by Pomerleau. Pomerleau's shot off an ankle. And Birch gets it to neutral ice. Fauchon turned back by Finn. And that will go deep. That's number 28, Fauchon. But now Morency over for Merkley. Merkley back for Carroll, who backhands it in. Morency on the forecheck, but Pomerleau wastes no time in getting that out. The Rideaus have to clear on the delayed offside. Empey forces the bad pass. Finn gets it in. Empey in the corner against Chapman. Chapman around to, and another long shot in wide of Dandeneau. Hanna now. Back comes the puck, and Mueller gets it across the red and puts it in deep. And that should be an icing, but it's right on, so Spicer had to play it. It'll give the Castor a chance to change. Hanna's pass off cassette and into the roofing material. Score still 3-2. 7:05 remaining. Jackson pushes the puck ahead. It's still in the Castors zone. Still an active stick there by Story. Campbell off the boards. But now the Castors bring it into the Rideaus end. Campbell gets that to the corner. Sear off the boards. And it looks like Story is going to beat out the icing. Story on Chapman. Story collides with Chapman. Two big bodies there. And Sagan says that one's an icing. 6:19. Not sure how Chapman got off there on the icing. But Gadua comes out. Draw one by the Castor. That's off a stick and out, so the Castor can make changes. Another draw, won by the Castor, kept in at the line, briefly by Carroll. And now it's 1-on-3 coming back the other way. Sorry, that was Chason. I saw the 6, thought it was 26. Onion, back behind the net, on the near side. Comes to Stewart at the line. Stewart shot off a stick into the corner. Chason held up there by the forward. Chason again gets it ahead to Pelado. Pelado and Onion. Pelado has it knocked off his stick. And George gets it in. Spicer plays it behind his own net. Fowler bangs it off the boards, but not far enough. That was caught up in some equipment. Spicer gloves the loose puck for a face-off. 5:20 remaining here in the third. We're up to 79 viewers. Somebody give someone a call. Get us up to 80. Draw one by the Rideaus. Around it comes to Braden Below. Below can't clear the zone. A battle along the boards. And that comes through the blue ice on the far side. That shot off the side of the net on the attempted wraparound. Under 5 minutes remaining. Birch on the draw against Silvestri. Along the boards it comes. Quite a battle there. Behind the net it goes. On the far side for Morency. Morency can't get there. And two Rideaus got to neutral ice. And now Below ahead to Morency. 1-on-1. Morency now 1-on-4. His shot. Off the cat. Oh, and he's taken down. No call. The refs aren't buying what he's selling, I guess. Merkley will have questions about that. With some of the other calls tonight, I'm not sure how that one got away. That shot well wide on the far side. Castor to the slot. Shot off a body. To the line. Not out. Kept in by the Castor. Jackson trying to get it. Campbell to the corner. Getting it out of the danger zone. Jackson gets it to neutral ice. Jackson 1-on-3. and the Castor turn up ice. Sear knocks the puck off the stick of Webb momentarily. Now, Mueller, his pass for Sear off the stick of Jackson. Jackson to the middle to Story. Story with Sear. Story can't get a shot or a pass away. Back come the Castor. 2-on-3. They'll get it deep. Mueller really battling there with Cossette. 2 men down at the side of the net. Sear skating away. Up to below. Oh, he dodges. Sorry, that's Story. Story gets a shot on net. Loose puck. Sear taken down. Where's the puck? Sear still down. Taken down again. Onion and Sear battling against 2. Castor in the corner. Sear's going to come up with that puck. He backhands it to the front. Onion shot just wide. To the line, but not out. That shot well wide. Hannah throws it at the net. Off the shoulder of Dandeneau. Carroll puts it back in deep. Onion behind the net. Onion in control. Off the boards for Mueller. Mueller's shot tipped in front. And Backerdacks giving Hannah a little what for after the whistle. 2:16 remaining here in the third. And we're up to 81. Thanks, whoever made that call. Always glad to be able to bring you these games. Onion wins that draw to Pelladeau, but George with a hand to the head of Finn. Onion now, Onion with an opportunity. He puts it deep. On the far side, Hannah keeps it in the corner. Pelladeau comes out of the corner with it. Pelladeau trying to hit Onion. Good second effort by Pelladeau. Onion crushed in the corner. Still Pelladeau fighting. Comes up with the puck. And he takes a big hit. The Castor get it through center. Chason needs to get a giddy up going there. The Castor shot towards the net. And now Pelladeau gets it to the red line and throws it in. They need to make some changes here. Here come the Castor. How much longer will Dandeneau be in the net? A little while longer, as that was an icing. So, 1:10 to go. Dandeneau still in the net. And timeout, Cumberland. The South Grenville St. Isidore game still in progress. Still a 4-1 score for St. Isidore. So it looks like that series may be tied up after tonight. On 2 overtime wins, Canada lead their series 2-0. And Vankleek Hill with 2 victories. The Rideaus are a minute away from their second win of this first round series. Morency puts it deep. Out front it comes. And here come the Castor. Carroll. Oh, Carroll misses. But his partner back. That's what partners are for. Into it goes, number 17. Rupert House gets it ahead. And the goalie heads to the net for the extra attacker. Carroll flips it through center. Not far enough to be icing. This longer ice surface, that's offside. Gadua takes a hit from below. Backerdacks Backhands it in. Spicer throws it up through center, and that will be an icing. With 5.3 seconds left, will the Rideaus take their timeout? Spicer taking a chance there. So, less than 6 seconds remaining. The Rideaus take their timeout. Just to make sure everybody knows their assignment. Spicer knows his assignment. Stop that puck. Pretty basic for him right now. He has been steady all night long. So, 5.3 seconds. Will it be a victory for the visitors, or will we get some overtime? Backerdacks on the draw against Morenci. Scrambled draw, time ticking down, and that'll do it. Brunet trying to send them. He doesn't want to hand out any suspensions here. Oh, and there should be one. Number 17, Rupert House, threw a punch to the mask of Morenci. So a victory for the Rideaus here at the Ray Friel Center. Will Rupert House be available for the next game? We'll see. Ben Spicer with the victory, the team victory. Spicer in the net. We'll see you Friday night in Westport from Phil and Tim on the road. Thank you and good night.